running back from Oklahoma State, number 34, Thurman Thomas.
We're going to get the ball to Thurman running pass almost always.
Thurman Thomas was as tough as anybody.
Way to go, Thurm.
He had balance, the like of which I don't think I've ever seen in a player. When you banged into Thurman Thomas, you didn't knock him down, you moved him over. He was a great one.
Jarvis Williams missed him. Still on his feet at the 20. Lewis Oliver missed him. A spectacular run by Thurman Thomas.
I think what Thurman did, not only was he a great running back, but he was an all-purpose running back.
Just call him the best all-around back in the NFL.
I think Thurman was the reason we have these multifaceted backs today.
Thomas, what a catch! One of the very best running backs in football.
Think about the NFL. You think about the Super Bowl. You think about the commercials.
You know, Super Bowl commercials. The growth of that is unbelievable. I certainly did not see that coming.
In 1984, a commercial that probably changed the Super Bowl forever was with Apple.
You know, do you remember that first commercial that kicked things off and made Super Bowl commercials what they are today?
I can't think of one, but I mean, I always loved, being from St. Louis, it was always the Budweiser ads. My favorite ones during when I was growing up, sort of the 80s, was the Bud Bowl, where they literally had bottles of beer playing football against each other, and that was fascinating to me somehow.
What makes LT a game changer? There was a chance he could take it to the house each and every time he touched it.
LADAINIAN Tomlinson is gone!
He is the fantasy football god. There's nobody who could touch him.
All 3 San Diego touchdowns by the great one, LADAINIAN Tomlinson.
His 2006 season, I truly believe, is still underappreciated. Setting a league record for total yards from scrimmage, breaking a 46-year-old record for most points in a season, breaking the league record for touchdowns in a season.
Charger fans are witnesses to history!
But the great thing I remember about all of that is that when he broke the record for touchdowns, he turned back to his teammates and he waved for them all to come to the end zone because he wanted to celebrate with them.
The great number 21, as humble as the day is long.
And that speaks to the character of the man.
OBJ built Instagram for the NFL. He is the one that everyone is following. He's like the Kardashian of the NFL. You know, he's gonna have one earring in, it's gonna be gold, you know, the blonde tips, and everyone's gonna be wondering what he's wearing, what he's gonna say next.
I'm a rock star!
Just those kind of people that draw you in regardless, whether or not they're polarizing figures, right? So you may like them, you might not, but either way you're talking about them.
Wow, wow, ha! Gonna throw down the field, and Beckham caught it, and he hangs on!
He's not just a football player, he's not just a wide receiver, he's OBJ. It's like PBJ, like if you say peanut butter and jelly, like, we know what sandwich that is. Like I say OBJ, you know what player that is, you know what person that is.
You got that guard and tackle on this side on that punt.
On the punt? Okay, gotcha.
Anytime you have a first, it's a game changer. Sarah Thomas opens doors for girls to aspire to do something they didn't even know that they might want to aspire to do. So now you have a little girl who sees Sarah Thomas on the field in an NFL game, and then they think, oh, that's actually a career path that's open to me.
Sarah! Was that 1 penalty or 2?
They DQ'd him. It was 1, but he stepped on him, I believe, Coach. So we're going to go half the distance from the 24 to the 12.
Got it, okay.
To see her out there, I was beside myself when I saw her in a playoff game.
Sarah Thomas, the down judge in this game. She's the first woman to earn an on-field assignment for an NFL playoff game.
To me, personally, it was the most exciting thing of the day. Just to see that in the NFL and to see it in a big game. That held a lot of meaning for me.
I had no idea the impact that this meant for so many women and young girls.
64, 64.
I am a female, and I just so happen to be an NFL football official. It really does mean a lot that people are taking notice and going after what you really want to do and what you're dreaming. Don't let your gender hold you back.
The Rams are playing the Jets. Eric breaks it out, and they're running, and he's just a little bit ahead of the guy where the guy can't make the tackle. And then Eric hit like a gear, and the other guy tried to keep up with him, and he couldn't do it.
10, 5, touchdown, Eric Dickerson, 85 yards.
I was on my feet saying, wow.
That's fun to watch.
Came into the league, set the record immediately.
And a brand new single-season rushing record for the outstanding star from Southern Methodist.
Does anybody run more beautifully than Eric Dickerson? I don't think so. Watching him run is incredible.
If you watch modern-day football, you realize the power of the safety blitz. And then your mind goes to who came up with this idea?
Along with his toughness, Larry Wilson also became a crafty, intelligent pro. The perfect instrument of attack for a revolutionary new tactic devised by the late Chuck Brulis and labeled the safety blitz. The manifestations of Wilson's courage are part of the legend.
Well, his nickname was Wildcat. He was a wonderful player, and to have him rushing from a safety position and leaving it sort of up to him, he was the exact guy to do that.
He became the standard by which all others who play the position will be judged.
The modern game has taken blitzing to a whole new level.
Through the gap, and down goes Dalton.
And the safety blitz is the quintessential surprise move.
Is North Dallas 40 an accurate view of pro football?
I spent 5 years in this business.
Don Meredith knows that nifty Pete Gent can take care of business.
And here's what I have to say about it through a fictional format. When I was writing the book, I was trying to write a story about people and their daily lives that happened to be in football.
It's a true book, no question about it. You know, a lot of people didn't recognize the fact that things happen in the National Football League, and Pete brought a lot of things out.
So Rodgers is a very interesting quarterback to try to put in the context of history. He has changed my expectations of what a quarterback is capable of.
Any play within a football game with Aaron, he's able to change the game.
What a play by Rodgers!
He's able to do great things out of the pocket. Snap of a finger, now, oh, game changed.
Rodgers is about one of two people on planet Earth who can make this throw.
I haven't seen a quarterback throw like that off the run and be so accurate, I don't think, ever.
Rodgers put it right on the money.
He's like a magician.
The weapons he utilizes, it's just amazing.
He rainbows.
It's not just like the Hail Marys or some of the crazy plays. He's improvised.
He made a heck of a throw under the circumstances.
Or the arm talent.
And Aaron Rodgers, that thing was smoking out of his hand.
Or the decision making.
Aaron Rodgers doing it all.
It's all of those things, and he is someone I think who can do something on the field that I've never seen before.
Excuse me, Lynn? You know, you've been embroiled in a bit of a controversy here in Pittsburgh. Tell me about it.
When you say Phyllis George, I think of the trailblazer. I think of the woman who set this all up. She showed me as a young girl that this is possible.
Phyllis George, she was the first. She's the OG.
Roger, you have an all-American image, the straight kind of guy. Why is this, and how do you handle it?
Everyone in the world compares me to Joe Namath. You know, he's having all the fun, and, you know, I enjoy sex as much as Joe Namath. Only I do it with one girl, you know?
There you go.
But it's still fun.
Growing up as a kid, I knew that I always wanted to be a sportscaster, and it was really watching the NFL Today show and seeing a woman on the air talking about football.
Richard Todd passed the Oakland Raiders silly last week.
And that is really what planted the seed for me.
I think sometimes to dream of doing something You have to be able to visualize it, to have it as a goal. And so just the fact of her presence, the fact that she was there, you could look at that as a young woman and say, that's a career option for me. And if she hadn't been there, maybe that wouldn't even occur to you for that to be your dream.